Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. And first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Vidhi Srivastav and I am an MBA aspirant from last 2 years. And so I have been doing these CAT and SAT exams. And CAT is the Common Aptitude Test and SAT is the Severe Aptitude Test exam. And so I have received various calls regarding the interviews from various colleges. So I wanted to share my experiences of the interviews with you people. So first, let me give you some background of my profile. My profiles are I had 10 CGPA in my 10th exam. Other than that, I had 84 percentile in class 12th. I am a 63 percentile, or you can say a B grader in the graduation, and other than that I have 2.5 2.8 years experience now working in IT industry. So I was working with L&T Infotech earlier and I am working with another company right now. So I am a software development analyst, and earlier I was working as a software engineer in L&T Infotech. So mm, this video is basically regarding the interviews that I have given, and sharing with you my experience and the questions that were asked, the expectations of panelists as being an experienced candidate, and their feedback. So let's begin this interview. Let's begin the video. Okay, so let's begin. Uh, so first interview that I gave this season was of the Xavier Institute of Management Bhubaneshwar, and they are a legacy institute. They have a 30-year of industry presence and of producing managers in the country. So yes, clearly I was very excited for the interview, and I was really excited to be in the college in the Institute of Management Bhubaneswar as well. So I was a bit nervous also before the interview. Now this year there was no GD session conducted nor any VAT conducted. Only during the time of form filling they had asked a VAT type question, that was why do you choose Exim as your partner in management? So why do you want to do management in Exim, basically with Exim? So I had written a short and a crisp answer, and at that point of time I was really targeting, or I wanted to achieve the goal of XLRI and other IIMs. So yes, I would say that I had written a very plain answer, but since I'm fond of writing, so the answer was well made. Sentences were well written, and I had mentioned why I wanted to do this MBA course with Exile. Next, there was only and directly the PI interview, that is the personal interview round, and there was no GD conducted, and there was no VAT exclusive VAT conducted with for Exim this year. So the cutoff for that went around 88 percentile for engineer female. For non-engineer female, it was around 86 percentile in that. And the percentile cutoff for engineer male was 90% and above, and for non-engineer, sorry, for engineer male was 92% and above, and for non-engineer male was 90% and above. So these were the cutoffs. The cutoffs have actually come down, I think, this year a bit. So, but it was a fair cutoff, and I was able to get a call. So, moving ahead, my interview was scheduled at around 4 to 5 p.m. in the evening and on a Sunday, and this interview was for Exim business management course, so which is their flagship program as well. So the first question, it was a purely online interview, and there was no need to go or be present in offline mode in there at any center. It was an online interview. So, on a Zoom call. So, the first question that was asked, I was expecting a question of introduction and why MBA, but the first question that was asked was also to my surprise, that is, why, what applications are you doing related to the subjects that you had studied in your graduation? So, how are you applying the subjects that you had studied in your graduation in your work and job life? So this was the question, and it was really tricky question because I had not expected a question framed as such. I had expected some technical questions based on my work, but a question based out of subjects application in work was not expected really. But yes, I gave the answer. However, I could frame at that point of time. I replied that whatever technology, I have done my BTech in computer science from University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun. So uh, we had various specializations as well there. So I was studying cloud, I was studying Java, I was studying data structures and everything. So I had correlated the answer and given a crisp answer at that point of time. Other than that, the second question was about my package. So while I was working with L&T Infotech, I had a low package, but when I switched to Accenture after 2 years in L&T Infotech, my package had drastically increased. So this was a question from the panel that your package has been drastically increased, and why is it so? And why did you switch from L&T Infotech to Accenture? Was it only because of the package, or was it because of other reason as well? So yes, I honestly mentioned that yes, it was due to the change and upgradation in package also, but also since I had spent 2 years in L&T Infotech and had gained the required experience to move to upper uh, level in my career. So even for a higher level and more diversified projects, I switched the company. The third question that came up was regarding why have I changed the place of work. So I was working in Pune earlier, but when I switched to Accenture, I switched the location as well. That is, I came to Gurgaon. So yes, these questions are really daily life questions that we overlook sometimes, but if we have thought them over, then it is not really difficult to answer these questions to the panel. So I had thought this question over while doing a change in the location. So I knew why I changed. So I told them honestly that it was only due to accessibility from my hometown and my place. So this is why I changed the location. Uh, other than that, so these questions were from one panelist, and since they were very short on time, so they wanted to keep the interview very crisp. The second he handed over the sheet to the second panelist, and the second panelist asked me a question regarding my hobbies actually. So Vidhi, what are your hobbies? And so yes, so while I'm working, I'm not very able to focus on my hobbies. So I told him that my hobbies were reading, and also I do a bit of writing sometimes, that is in poetry and in some articles, in the form of some articles. So, and I also mentioned that I had a blog. I think that was a mistake on my part because my blog is not very active. I write it sometimes, I update it sometimes, yes. But thankfully I had updated the blog 2 to 3 days back itself before the interview, so I was able to say that I have updated the blog a bit few days ago. So they were you know, pacified It was it, I believe, but I think that I should not have mentioned about the blog in my interview because that came a little off. Mm. So this because the second panelist was also like a few years senior, not a like a teacher or like a lecturer or a professor, but he was just 1 or 2 years senior to us, and I think he would have guessed when people like us at our age say that we have a blog and we are only consuming content all day, so it's not very necessary that we also update things that we say. So it was very easy for him to catch. So yes, I said that I like to read. Well, I was expecting some questions on reading as well. I had prepared the questions on reading. I do read, but there were no further questions on reading. And due to the shortage of time, he transferred the sheet to the next panelist. And that panelist was also a professor, I believe. And he was very keenly, listening to my interview. So he gave me a feedback, two feedbacks actually. So he was actually, he asked me a situation based question first, that Vidhi, in case like you are interested in management, and let's say that you are heading a team of 5 people or 6 people, then what will be your course of action in a certain condition or certain situation. So the situation that he gave me was that, let's say for example, there are 6 people in a team and 4 people work and 2 people do not work, but they all are getting the same perks. So obviously that will be a concern for the 4 people who are working, because and they come to you and complain that these 2 people are not working in the team. So what will be your course of action? So I told them regarding the course of action that I will take according to the management aspect. Here, this question was a situationship question and based on the decision making capability of a manager. So I replied in that manner. And after that, this he also asked me regarding the gap in the salary which I will be having in these 2 years when I will be studying MBA in case I am selected. So I replied amicably that I do not have any issues or any concerns with that, and he was satisfied with the answer. Apart from that, one question was that what have you actually applied in your from your university into your college, into your industry experience? So I think that I missed the part where he wanted me to say a few very key words that are the teamwork, leadership quality. So at the end, he had to directly just ask me that, okay, 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 you are saying these things, but do tell me that you have applied your management and leadership skills in college and in office. I was like, yes, yes, of course, I have done that, and I have led people of 4 to 5, you know, a team of 4 to 5 people, and yes, I'm active in that. So this was the whole interview, and I think it ended well. Well, there was no feedback given as such, but at the end we exchanged uh, thank thank you notes, and they just asked me to leave the meeting and just end the session. So this was the whole experience of my exam Bhubaneshwar interview, and I believe the interview was good. This was my attire for the interview, and I think it went good. Uh, what do you think about how my interview went? Please do comment in the comment section. And if you think that I can answer some of your questions, then do let me know. And also, if you want to give any suggestions to make the video better or make my interviews better, the further interviews better, then please do comment. Do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.